So Mobilisights was created as a fully owned subsidiary of Stellantis, precisely to simplify and to harmonize the data consumption from the connected car from the Stellantis group. So that means that across the 14 brands of Stellantis, we act as a central hub in order to have one API access to the data coming from all those connected vehicles. And in that sense, that simplifies tremendously the access to data and therefore the enablement of many, many different solutions. When it comes to fleets, when you think about this fleet management sector in the first place, that was created by having to purchase, install, and maintain some aftermarket solution hardware, dongles, sometimes bulky, sometimes expensive, coming from all the way across the globe, so not necessarily a very good carbon footprint. Now with native connectivity, you can actually enable the exact same solution without having to go through the trouble of purchasing, sourcing, installing this hardware in the vehicles. The vehicles come natively connected. You can then choose the solution of your choosing to install on those vehicles. So some of the fleet management solutions out there we're working with, most of them actually we're working with today, in order to enable this transition and smooth transition from an aftermarket-based solution to a native connectivity solution. So the interface, the value extraction, the solution itself is exactly the same. There is no disruption for the end customers. That actually benefits because you can activate remotely, easily, seamlessly, and wherever your fleet happens to be, the vehicles, and therefore extract the data from the same solution. So insurance sector is quite fascinating. It's an insurance very savvy about data, about risk profiling of customers. When it comes to the connected vehicle data, we can similarly in fleet enable the same solution like usage-based insurance. Some insurers offer specific programs to their customers of their choosing, whereby their policy and the tariff depends on the driving behavior. For those who elect for such a solution, connected vehicle data can enable the exact same solution without having to go through the installation of an aftermarket solution. You can gain speed, you can operational efficiencies, and you get a reliable solution installed on those vehicles. When it comes to the insurance sector as a whole, there is also the claim piece, and there is a safety aspect that is very important. So think about a situation where unfortunately something happens and you need to call the insurance or the roadside assistance, which usually those two part of the world come hand to hand. With native connectivity, you can remotely have pre-diagnostic of the vehicles to send the right assistance to the person. You can immediately send a signal to the insurers to know that an accident happened. You can therefore facilitate and speed the intervention on site and the arrival of emergency services, for example, and so on and so on. So for the end user, this is more safety, this is more seamless operations, ease of life. For the insurers themselves, this is an efficiency gain, more value to give back to the customers, and a claim management process that can be largely improved and enabled. So our goal is to act as an enabler, is to enable more and more use cases and give the value of connectivity back to the purchasers of those vehicles. So the value itself, I would not venture in giving you any numbers. There are consulting companies out there that are much better than me at this kind of exercise. What matters to us is to make sure that every single vehicle produced by Stellantis that can be connected generate a high quality, reliable data to their end customers. That comes through two channels. One is the services that Stellantis and the 14 brands are developing and will continue to develop for our customers. But that also goes through enabling an ecosystem of partners who create and enrich those solutions based on this data. We're just scratching the surface. We're very conscious of that. There is already dozens and dozens of data signals that enable hundreds of solutions out there. But we believe that we can do obviously a lot more, and this is why we're partnering with so many clever companies out there in order to define the solution of tomorrow.